Everybody, we're here at the KiTbetter Artist Loft. It's South by Southwest. I'm here with Buddy Red.
Hey.
You just had a show last night, Saxon Pub. How did that go?
Man, it was so fun. It was a trip, man. We played, it was my first time playing there, and the audience was amazing. I sold a lot of merchandise.
That's ideal.
And before I got on stage, I heard the previous band play, and I heard a lot of covers. I said, okay, so this audience appreciates covers. And
Yeah.
I decided to pull out a couple.
You got like a lot of like R&B covers in there?
I know, I mean, from yesteryears, yes.
Yeah.
Like My Girl and
Oh, yeah.
Sitting on the Dock of the Bay. But
I mean, that's you guaranteed crowd pleasers right there.
right, but that crowd, it felt like I could pull out a Foxy Lady by Jimi Hendrix and get away
Okay.
with it. So that's what I did.
And did you get away with it?
Yeah, I got away with it. Yes, sir.
Obviously, your music is steeped in classic rhythm and blues, classic soul. What do you feel like your gateway was into that world, into that music? I don't know that I would say you're a traditionalist, but you're definitely playing in like a tradition that is directly derived from like the greats, you know?
Yeah, I think I'm playing like I got something to prove, which is I understand this music. I understand classic rock and roll. I love it. I'm a product of it.
Yeah.
And when I go in the studio and I try to create, I try to do what I do and convince the listener that, okay, this could have been released 50, 60 years ago.
Yeah.
And it would have been, great.
You're trying to make like a time capsule almost.
A time machine. Yes, sir.
A transmission from another era.
Exactly. But I would say my gateway into it was Queen. That's when I first discovered, when Bohemian Rhapsody came out,
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people had things to say about it, but what I have to say is it was my introduction to classic rock and roll. And before,
That is not at all what I thought that you were going to say.
yeah, before that movie came out, I didn't know the first or second thing about rock and roll.
Really?
And no, I was raised around rap music and R&B music.
Yeah.
And I didn't plan on playing the guitar.
So it was like an awakening. You like you watched that movie and
I was
you were like,
reborn.
you were reborn.
Exactly.
Did you just go out and buy a guitar after that? Or what was the process after getting inspired?
So while I was, and this is why I love movies, because they really have a way of inspiring, current generation, the previous generation, the next generation.
Yeah.
But anyways, I knew while I was watching the movie and listening to the music that, okay, I'm gonna play an instrument. And I was thinking while I was watching the movie, all right, bass? No, I mean, maybe not the bass. Piano? Well, I'm kind of familiar with the piano, and it feels kind of safe because I know what it's like to sit in front of a piano. So I don't know about that. Then I thought drums. So okay, drums. Now we getting a little crazy. I've never played a drum kit before. Maybe. And I thought guitar. I said, I can't see myself playing a guitar.
Really?
And that thought made me uncomfortable. Like, when you can't see yourself doing something, it makes you a little uncomfortable because you think you can't do it.
Right.
But because I had that thought towards a guitar, I said, you know what? That's probably my answer.
That's how you're going to like expand yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I walked out of the theater with every intention on buying a guitar. So I believe the next day or the day after, I went to Guitar Center. I bought an expensive guitar so that I had to learn how to play it. Before I even knew how to hold the guitar.
You like backed yourself into a corner intentionally.
Made myself uncomfortable.
Yeah. That's the way to grow though, man.
100%.
You mentioned being more of a hip hop fan and more of like a more contemporary R&B fan before that. You grew up in Atlanta, right?
Born and raised.
Yeah. So obviously huge, like rich hip hop scene in Atlanta. Do you feel like growing up in Atlanta has informed some kind of spin on your music, even though you're not like making hip hop music? Do you feel like there's just like something to Atlanta that is like getting into the DNA of your music?
Yeah. I think that subconsciously there may be some forces at play with my creative decisions, when it comes to my music.
Sure.
Me being from Atlanta, but also me loving classic rock and roll, which is the opposite of Atlanta. I think me working so hard to break out of the box I feel like Atlanta puts me in, it has its way of leaving some kind of residue on me. You know what I mean? Meaning like, even though I'm trying to do this rock and roll thing, I can't help but have, remnants of
Right.
where I was from
The
or where I
DNA
am
is
from.
there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I know on some occasions when I used to play my family members and my friends some music that I've been working on, they give me their honest feedback, which is, I don't really get it.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I've never heard music with just a guitar and no
Yeah.
voice, or I don't know anything about rock and roll. Their feedback kind of led me to challenge myself to come up with something that they could understand.
Yeah.
And so that also plays its part in my creative decisions. I'm thinking, all right, would my father be able to understand this?
Sure.
Or would my friends who listen to Young Thug or Gunna
Yeah.
those guys, would
You're
they
trying to create like a way in.
Exactly. I'm trying to win them over so that they start asking questions that I asked when I discovered rock and roll,
Yeah. Yeah. On that note, your most recent single, I believe it's called Buddy's First Words, right?
Yeah, so I put that single out not too long ago, just an impromptu release because
It's looser. It's like a jam almost.
and that's one of the songs that I first released when I started, recording myself playing the guitar after, taking lessons.
So it's the most recent single, but it's actually your first.
It's not my most recent single, the one that I released yesterday.
Okay. See, I'm not
fresh-
caught up to yesterday.
Fresh and hot off the press, called I Got a Feeling.
I got a feeling. Okay.
I Got a Feeling. That one I'm playing all the drums on, and I'm playing the bass and the guitar.
Oh my God.
And I make my harmonica debut on it too.
You're moving fast into every corner of rock and roll.
I moved very fast because that song as well was written and recorded like 2, 3, maybe 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm only now just starting to release it because 3, 4 years ago, I recorded myself, hashing out all of my ideas. And now that things are starting to pick up, I'm thinking, all right, well, it doesn't make any sense to just hold on to these things that I recorded.
Yeah.
I might as well start, drip feeding some of that stuff while I'm creating new things.
Yeah. What was the first album you ever bought? If you can remember.
Man.
Or one of the first.
So I have a CD collection. I don't remember the first CD that I bought. I have a vinyl collection too, which I started after my CD collection. One of my first vinyl records, I definitely remember being Electric Ladyland by Jimi Hendrix. And it was a purple variant. Like it had a purple disc. It was cool.
It sounds like physical music is like an important part of your connection to
100%, man.
Yeah.
I get off like the most with, my vinyl collection. It's an event when I'm, putting on a record.
Yeah.
100%.
He played last night. You got any more shows coming up?
Pace Magazine Monday.
Yeah.
And then Monday night at Stubbs.
You've gone from discovering rock and roll to playing the Pace Magazine showcase at South by Southwest in less than 10 years. And Spin last night.
It was really fun. I'm trying to make my way, man.
Well, you're making it.
And I'm very much familiar with how the music industry goes with the rap side of things.
Yeah.
What with my family being so involved in it. But
Sure.
The rock and roll thing is very new to me. And so I'm discovering a lot of these achievements in real time. Like, oh, really? Oh, that's cool.
That's fun though, because you're like you're getting all this like awesome stuff within a condensed period of time, and having never heard it before. I'm envious of you, Buddy Red. All right, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it, man.
I'm trying to make it happen.